In the very beginning of the poem, the poet poses a question to the readers, asking why we plant trees, and then goes on to answer his own question. He says that when we plant a tree, we plant a friend of the sun and the sky. Trees provide cool breeze and absorb the sun heat. Trees grow tall to reach out to the sky. With the help of sunlight, trees carry out the process of photosynthesis and maintain balance in the ecosystem. They share a special bond. It purifies the atmosphere by taking in carbon dioxide and by releasing oxygen. The poet compares a tree to a flag that flutters in the breeze and compares the stem to a pole that stands tall and firm. Trees are the home to a number of birds. Trees provide birds a spot to sit and sing their melodious song. It brings birds that closer to heaven. The poet repeats the same question and suggests more reasons to plant trees. He adds that trees provide cool shade and gentle rain. A tree will produce seeds and buds for the future generation. Years will pass by and the old trees will wither away, but the seeds of today will produce new trees in the future. The poet calls the trees the glory of the plain, as they make land look green and beautiful. One who plants a tree conserves the heritage of forest. The poet suggests that we plant trees not only for ourselves, but also for the future generations to come. Our future generations will be able to reap the benefits of planting trees. In the final stanza, the poet poses the same question. According to the poet, a man who plants a tree does so because of his loyalty towards his neighborhood, his family, and the society. By planting a tree, he expresses his concern for the future of the planet. The trees that he plants give food, wood, and sap to all human beings. The man who plants trees is given godlike attributes as he takes care of the well-being of the people. By planting trees, he initiates a step in the path of the progress of the nation. The capitalization of the alphabet letter H in the last stanza portrays the man who plants trees in a divine light as he contributes in making the world a better place for himself and also for others. In the very first line of the poem, the poet asks a very simple question and a straightforward question, which is, what does he plan who plants a tree? This question is, however, not as casual as we think. He is, in fact, telling us that we should not take the act of planting a tree lightly at all. Then in the next line, he lists what are the benefits of planting trees. He plants a friend of sun and sky. A tree is a friend of sun and sky because it reduces the heat temperature and it attracts rain and it collects energy from the sun and purifies the air by producing oxygen. It creates a friendly, pleasing, living environment. He plants the flag of breeze free. A tree swaying in the breeze makes us feel calm and joyful as we would feel on seeing a flag fluttering in the breeze. The shaft of beauty towering high. Here shaft means ray. Towering high means standing tall. The poet describes the tree standing tall, swaying gracefully, not only pleasing our eyes, but also reassures us about nurturing ability. He plants a home to heaven's anigh. Anigh here means nearby. The poet says that the one who plants trees creates a home near heaven. He brings the heaven closer to us. For song and mother croon of birth. Here croon is a lullaby that's sang by the mother. The mother sang a lullaby song to make the baby bird sleep. In hushed and happy twilight heard. Hush means quiet. Twilight means evening. Here, when the sun has just set and not yet dark, we know that the birds return to their nest at this time and settle for the night. And that is a time when it is very quiet or a hush time because the day of activities are over. And happy because the entire family birds are together once again. And in this time, we can hear the treble of heaven's harmony. Treble means high pitch. This is the time when we can hear the birds are singing the song of harmony, which is a song of love and belonging. And the last line he put the question again. These things he plants who plants a tree. In the second stanza, the first line, we can see that the same question has asked just like it was asked in the first stanza. What does he plan who plants a tree? The poet asks this question and then he goes on to list the benefits of planting trees. He plants cool shade and tender rain. By planting trees, we get cool shade which protects us from heat and rain which nurtures our planet. And seed and bud of days to be, which means that in future, the same tree will provide us fruit, flowers and seed. And years that fade and flush again. It means that just like one year ends and a new year begins, in the same way the environment also, represented by trees, will fade out and then become bright again. The old trees will die and new ones will sprout from the old ones. And years that fade and flushed again. Trees gives glory to the plain land, which would be neglected, isolated and deserted otherwise. So he plants the glory of the plain. That's what it means. He plants the forest heritage. The act of planting trees today is what will create forests in the future. The more the number of trees, the healthier and happier our planet will be. The harvest of a coming age. Planting a tree today will give us a good result of action in the coming age or future. The joy that unburned eyes shall see. Unburned eyes refers to the coming generation. The effect of planting trees are long lasting. Even the coming generations will see the trees and they will experience the joy of having trees all around them. These things he plants who plants a tree. So here again the poet, he mentioned the same line as he had mentioned in the first stanza, by emphasizing that these are the things that we get the benefit from the tree. Last stanza, that is the third stanza, the poet again asks the same question. What does he plan who plants a tree? And then he goes on with the answers that tells he plants and sap and leaf and wood. Here he refers to the different parts of the tree, which is very useful. And all the parts of the tree, as mentioned by him, he says that they are very important. And if we love our home, whether it's our own home, neighborhood, city, or planet, if we love our home, we will definitely plant trees. That's the meaning of the third line, which says, in love of home and loyalty, and far cast thought of civic good. This means that those who plant trees are visionaries. They can foresee the far-reaching beneficial of the welfare. His blessings on the neighborhood. A man who plants trees is elevated by his good deeds to a status or position than that of others. Who in the hollow of his hand, such a man is capable of blessing others. This tells us that a man who plants trees is not an ordinary person. By planting trees, he is blessing his fellow man and everyone around him. Holds all growth of all land. When these seeds sprout, these trees grow. They contribute to the well-being of everyone. That is why the poets say, holds all growth of our land. A nation's growth from sea to sea. Here the poet conveys that a nation is not compromised of isolated or demarcated pieces of a land. Mere politically boundary or any boundary cannot confine the spirit of a nationhood. A truly enlightened human being is the one who thinks of the universal welfare. Such a man will think of the growth of the entire planet from sea to sea. Just like it says, a nation growth from sea to sea. It is these feelings that live in his heart as conveyed in the last line that says, stares in his heart who plants a tree.